Ow. That really fucking hurt. Hello, everybody, and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge, and it's the big one. It's Liverpool against Chelsea. I hope you're all doing well. It's massive in relation to the Premier League. I didn't know where I was looking. I was looking there. It's been a long day. I'm tired. I've been driving for 5 hours. I'm very, very tired, but I wouldn't miss this one. It's too big. It's too big a game, and I think that it's got so much to be excited about tonight, and I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it, indeedy. We are going to have a look at the quick. We're going to have a look at the quick team news. We're going to have a look at the team news. Of course, you can see the Liverpool team lineup there. This is a huge game. It's Liverpool against Chelsea. Of course, it's Liverpool against Arsenal at the weekend as well. But there's the Chelsea team for you. There are other games going on as well. Why is my fucking computer going so slow? Man City are 2-0 up already. Of course they are. De Bruyne with an assist. And Alvarez with 2 goals there. Oh, that worries me. Why do I think Knobhead Will has got Alvarez in his... No, he hasn't. He's got Foden, Neto, Nunez, Bowen and Kulusevski. Swivel on it. That'll do. I'm in that zone. I'm in that Goldbridge zone. I've got to win this week. Brentford are beating Tottenham 1-0, but it's not Tony, it's Morpay. I mean, what's going on this game week? Newcastle yesterday, Luton yesterday, Brentford today, 1-0 up after 38 minutes against Spurs. Incredible stuff. But look, Man City doing what Man City do. They're going to win. They're going to win, and they're going to keep winning, and that's why Liverpool have got to win, and they've got to keep winning. Alisson in goal, Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk and Gomez. Szoboszlai is back, McAllister, Jones, Diaz, Jota and Nunez. Trent Alexander-Arnold is back, but he's on the bench, as is Robertson, Gravenberch, Elliott, Gakpo. They're starting to look a bit stronger, Liverpool. Chelsea, Petrovic, Disasi, Silva, Badiashile, Chilwell, Casido, Fernandes, Madueke, Gallagher, Sterling and Palmer. I can't see anything other than a Liverpool win here. I think it'd be an incredible result if Chelsea could get something from it. George, I don't know why you bothered. You've been... Renate's done the job. Big shout out to the moderators. You know what you've done, George. I don't know why you bother. You're going to get spotted. You're going to get taken out. Goodbye to George. We never knew you. Anyway, before we get into everything, please do pay attention to this. Our sponsor for the show tonight is Surfshark. If you want to watch something that you're not allowed to watch in your own country because of restrictions, then Surfshark is what you want to use. It's a VPN. I'll explain it to you. It's a virtual private network, protecting your private messages, your photos, videos, and sensitive material online. It's securely safeguarded. But the coolest feature, as I said, is its ability to change your virtual location on platforms like Netflix and others. So if you want to make your computer think that you're in New York when you're in London and watch American things that you can't watch in London, then like your Netflix, etc., then this is what you need to use, a virtual private network. And you can do that by scanning the QR code or going through the link in the description. You can use it simultaneously and on as many devices as you like an Amazon Fire TV or Android, iOS, Linux. And the exciting part is that Surfshark is rolling out an exceptional deal exclusively for you. By using the code That'sFootball, you can get up to 6 extra months free on your Surfshark subscription. That's right, up to half a year of premium digital protection at no additional cost. This offer is exclusively for you, so make sure you grab it while you can. Links in the description and the scan the QR code with the code That'sFootball and get up to 6 months extra months free. If you've not used one before, I've explained how it works. Well worth a try. If you are using one, then why not use Surfshark and get 6 months free? Check it out through the link in the description. Big shout out to Surfshark. Absolutely fantastic and a really good offer as well. Okay, so let's come back to the game here. I'm going to go with the Liverpool win. I think Liverpool will win this. That's my prediction on it. Why were you a little bit late, Goldbridge? Mate, I'm still recovering from shock. I've been in shock the last half an hour. I did a video on the United Stand about this Jose Mourinho story. I mean, go and watch it at your leisure. Read the comments. I mean, I'm absolutely stunned that 50% of United Stand viewers would take Jose Mourinho back as Man United manager. I genuinely would rather have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back. I mean, I don't get the power that Mourinho... I want what Mourinho has for breakfast. The power he has on people. It's almost like he should start a cult. He should become Prime Minister. He brainwashes people. Like 50% of United Stand viewers who are intelligent people would have Jose back as manager. Doesn't like young players, plays shit football, short-termism. I wonder why Liverpool aren't looking at Jose if he's so fucking great. I'm stunned by it, and that's why I had to just take a deep breath and go for a little walk. I dread anybody who was on a walk in the area I was on a walk from, because all they would have seen is a man walking a few steps and going, Jose! 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 Just like a despair. He doesn't win, though, does he, Bakester? He doesn't win anything. He's been sacked by Chelsea, sacked by Manchester United, sacked by Spurs, and sacked by Roma. He doesn't win things anymore, and he won't win things anymore. And I'll be proven right on that when it happens yet again. He's dusted. He's finished. He's not at that level anymore. And I like him. International football's where his future should be. We're ready to go here. I'm just about to get the timer ready. Let me know in the chat what you're thinking. Paul Cherney is the referee. Is this the referee that Liverpool fans don't like? Is this the referee that Liverpool fans don't like? I've said it twice because I need to know. Get your comments in anyway. We'll certainly go through all those. But I don't think there's going to be many downtime tonight. I think it's going to be a big game. Yes, this is the referee that Liverpool fans don't like. Well, he might redeem himself tonight, because I'm going to go with a Liverpool win. And I'm going to go with a big Liverpool win as well. I'm going to go Liverpool win this 2 or 3-0. Liverpool have got a good defence at home. They don't concede many goals. And I think they're just too good for Chelsea. But what a test for Chelsea. Looking forward to it. Very much so. Please, if you are watching as well, make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 1.1 million, and we're only 800 subscribers away. 99,200, which means we're 800 subscribers away from 1.1 million on this fantastic community that we're building, where everybody is welcome on That's Football. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. And share the video. It'd be nice to hit that tonight, wouldn't it? On a big watch-along. Liverpool on the attack early on here. I think we're going to see a lot of this tonight. Silence from Goldbridge. I am a bit tired tonight, but I will get in the game. I'll be in the game. What's this I'm reading here? Oh, interesting. Interesting quote from Sir Jim Radcliffe on Jose Mourinho. I just read there about him destroying Luke Shaw. Right. Get involved in the chat. Chelsea just playing it out from the back at the moment. I don't see how Chelsea are going to penetrate this Liverpool side. Counter-attacking football, maybe. Oh, Alisson had to be quick there. He was a little bit slow off his line there. Raheem Sterling was running through. Who was the last manager to take United to an European final, says Joseph? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I'm not stupid, you know. I do actually monitor the games I watch. Umpires has got a draw written all over it. No. Well, you might be right, but that's not going to be good enough for Liverpool. Remember what I said? They should have beaten Arsenal at home. They thought they should have beaten United at home. They can't keep drawing at home. They've got to keep winning. Good play by Diaz. Not a good pass, though. It says good intensive start from Liverpool here. I mean, these next two games for Liverpool, Chelsea and then Arsenal. Win them both, and I think I'd put them as favourites to win the league. I don't think they can win both. I think Arsenal at the Emirates is going to be very difficult, but... I like what Scott just said. This is what I love about Mark. He has played the game, even though it wasn't at the highest level. He's a voice that should be respected and trusted. I've played the game. 5-a-side, Sunday morning football. I've played the game. Trust me, I know people who've played the game who can barely string a sentence together. Jesus is out for the Liverpool game, says Adam Tastic. I don't know how true that is. Thank you very much. So good to have the Premier League back, though, isn't it? I can't wait for United to play tomorrow. That's where I've been today. I've been in Manchester. I was up at 5 o'clock this morning. Got back at about 5:30 today. Up at the studio, doing a few bits that are very big bits, but I can't really announce them at the moment. But I wouldn't miss this one for the world. What a game. I just love football. These are the sort of games that I love football for. Back of the net. I caught up on the super chats. I think I did. Yeah, Joseph question, yeah. Why are we so early on United stances, Akos? Because I was doing something in Manchester, which I can't reveal at the moment. Right, let's get this stats carousel going round. Don't forget to check out Surfshark. You'll really enjoy it. If you've not used a virtual private network before, they are a game changer. If you have used one, you may as well try Surfshark for 6 months free. Check it out. Scan the QR code or links in the description. Right, I'm going to get this stats carousel rolling round. There we go. Stats so far. Liverpool are going to have a lot of possession. Lovely stuff. Oh, I'll tell you what, fair play Jota. He rode that tackle because I thought it looked a bit nasty to start off with. The only reason they want Jose is because the media painted Ten Hag as the villain for the Ronaldo and Saudi saga and Jose was made a hero, says Jeet. Yeah. Man United won't go anywhere near Jose. They can have their fantasy. They can edge off to their fantasy tonight, can't they? See? I know what it means now. Surfshark, thank you very much. Neil Adkins. What job does Van Gaal do now, says the Chipmunk guy. I think it's called retirement, as far as I'm aware. It's a nice ball in. Nunez is going to get there. And tried to lob the keeper. I think he should have smacked the shit out of it there. I don't know why I didn't just volley that. Trying to be a bit too clever. Good ball by Bradley. Linda says, what about Southgate? Well, mate, I'll take Jose every day of the week over Southgate. I'd take Tony Pulis over Southgate. Nice little ball into the channel, though. This is what Chelsea are going to do. They're going to counter-attack. And here's Sterling up against Canate. He's been very good this season, but Sterling finds a bit of space. No penalty. Conor Gallagher can't believe it. Well, this is the referee they don't like. Uni essay due tomorrow. Haven't started. How can I start now with such a cracker of a game, says Max Wood. No, not a penalty for me. Not a penalty for me. Makes a meal of it. Not a penalty for me, that. That's a penalty, says Jay. I think he's lost control of the ball, for one, and then he's taken the connection. It doesn't feel like a penalty to me. I don't think it is. And VAR haven't told him to go back either. So we'll do a poll on it. We'll do a poll on it. Perfect little poll for this to start. Penalty. Yes or no? Start that poll. Uni essay for Mark Maxwood. Look, make sure you do your essay. All I'd say is if you wait till after the game and you start getting tired, it becomes harder and harder. 9.5 for the dive, says Neil. Need a draw, says Junior. Who do you support then if you need a draw? Man United are in 10th at the moment. Fucking hell. We'll be scroll down FC if we lose to Wolves tomorrow. Here's Diaz. No, it's not. It's Curtis Jones. Sorry. Getting mixed up. Sabozley back for Liverpool is a big thing. You wouldn't miss it for the world. Moonball Bridge, says Oddie. Well, I think what we're going to see here is Chelsea defend and counter, and Liverpool have to try. And here is... Oh, who hit that? Nunez. He did hit it that time. Of course, there's bad marking by Badashil here. He's caught himself in no man's land. Nunez took it on early. And hit the top of the bar. Hit the top of the bar with that. Oh, he's given a corner as well. He has given a corner. 50-50 on the penalty. Look, it's a democracy. Give us your thoughts. Apparently Jesus has 5 yellow cards, 1 game ban. It's going to be a cracking game. Look, I can't look ahead to that because I think this is going to be a cracking game. But obviously Arsenal, Liverpool, because they're top 3, going to be really big as well. Novices says it was a stone cold penalty. But then LFC Rookie says that was nothing close to a penalty. I don't think it was a penalty. I think Conor Gallagher's lost control of the ball and he's felt the touch of Van Dijk's thigh and took a tumble. I think what I will say to Chelsea fans though is if the referee gives it, it won't get overturned. It's one of those where VAR won't overturn it because they don't see it as clear and obvious error. But if they'd given it, I don't think they'd have turned it over either. Which to me is why I don't think VAR works, because I want VAR to not look at whether it's clear and obvious. I want them to say whether it's a penalty or not. Off topic for this game, how concerning is a Thursday-Sunday game for United? Wolves then West Ham, like Europa League style. Yeah, but West Ham are playing Thursday as well, Ray, so it sort of cancels it out. Plus we're playing at home on the Sunday, so I don't think we can use it as an excuse really. If West Ham had played Tuesday, I'd moan about it, but they're playing Thursday as well and we're at home. Sorry I missed the United Stand show. Having Mourinho back is like having sex in the shower. The idea is appealing to some folks, but it usually doesn't work very well. Shahin, can't say I've ever had that problem, but you know, depends how big. I suppose it's all about measurements. I'm not talking about down there. I'm talking about your shower cubicle. You know, I've been in showers that you can barely wash your hair. You're not going to want another person in there, but I've got a walk-in shower. You could have 6 or 7 in there and be more than happy, and it's a very powerful shower. So it's all about the size. Size does matter when it comes to shower cubicles. There's a lovely pass to Diaz. I don't know why he didn't play it. Now he plays it, probably a little bit late. Diaz, he was going to shoot. His final ball has been a bit off in the first 10 minutes here, Diaz. Not for the first time. But he's fought hard and he's lost it. And they've given a foul. And he's given a yellow card here to Casido. I don't know what he's seen there, the referee. What has he seen for a yellow card here? I don't get it. Let's have a look. Oh, dissent. Dissent. I don't agree with that. You know what? I don't think it was a penalty, but I also think that yellow card for dissent is an absolute fucking joke in the 11th minute. It pisses me off because this is such a massive game. Chelsea have now got a midfielder on a yellow card after 10 minutes for throwing his arm in dissent, but yet Man City can do it every fucking game and never get a yellow card multiple times. You shouldn't be giving yellow cards out in a game like this. It's stupid. How do you rate Connor Bradley, says Connor? Halfway there, Connor. I think he's looked all right, you know. I know he was at fault for a goal. I can't remember what game it was. Was it Fulham in the Carabao Cup? But he's looked steady, you know. And look, I'm sure when Trent's fully fit, he'll be back in. But Klopp obviously trusts him. Enjoying this game, though. It's got a really good intensity to it. And that's what you want to see, a good speed to it. Spurs are losing 1-0 at half-time, by the way. De Bruyne has got an assist. Alvarez has got 2 goals. And Nunez has got an assist. I don't know who started for City. I know Haaland was on the bench. Foden started with De Bruyne, Doku, Nunez and Rodri. Alvarez up front. I'm sure we will see Haaland at some point. I've actually got him in my fantasy Premier League team as captain, so I could do with him coming on and scoring a few fucking goals. Balber's rest in peace. He says, I captain Foden. Thanks for the super chat, by the way, Connor Farley. You can do that through the $sign if you want. And if you want to become a member, click the join button and support the channel with a badge in the chat. Happy birthday to the lad last night who said that it was his birthday today, but he'll be away at uni. Apologies for saying what I said about your mum. It did slip out. But I didn't forget to say happy birthday to you today. Ryan Wilkinson says, I love what I'm seeing with Connor. He's going to be a world beater. Basically, what I meant to say is send her a nice message first thing in the morning and it will make her tear up. She'll be so happy. But for some reason I said send her a message in the morning and she'll get wet. I don't know. As I say, I can only apologise. Cross comes in, headed away by Chelsea. Do you think Darwin is evolving as a striker? Well, Kenneth, there's two things I'm going to tell you now. Darwin Núñez, I always knew would work at Liverpool, and I wish United had bought him. And I've consistently said that for a very long time. And Rasmus Højlund is going to be a top striker, and I'll get proven on both of these things. You know, when I think something, I stick by it. And yeah, you know, I know he misses chances, Núñez, but he's definitely going to be good. Jesus is not banned for Sunday as the cards reset, says Oliver. I don't know. I'm just reading the chat. Here's Diaz down the left-hand side. Can he get his final ball right? Third time lucky. It isn't bad. Edge of the box. No, it's not a good pass. What do you think about VAR being like cricket reviews? Each team captain gets 3 per half. They can choose if they want to use it or not, says Jeet. I think it slows the game down, Jeet, really. I think I'm against anything that's not... that's going to slow it down. Fitsum says, why is that not a penalty? Gallagher didn't fall into him and was taken out. Well, 49% are saying it was a penalty and 51% are saying it's not a penalty. I don't think it was, but at best I can say there's a very even split. So I think there's your answer why it wasn't a penalty, because some people think it was, some people think it wasn't. And as I said, I think if it had been given, VAR would have given it as well. So I just think it's one of those. They either get given or they don't. I don't think it's a mistake. I just think it's borderline. Some people think it is. Some people think it isn't. Eric Ten Hag should be given a year over available coaches, says Tabib. Enjoying this game so far, though. Good tempo to it. Cross by Diaz. Good defending by Chelsea. I mean, to be fair, Chelsea are a good defensive side as well. But yeah, Liverpool can't afford to be drawing this game today. You look at what that league table looks like at the moment, and, you know, you draw it, and you've got Man City 3 points behind you with a game in hand. You've got to psychologically keep that gap on them for as long as possible. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe and share the video today. That's all I'm asking for. A couple of clicks. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And if you have subscribed, share the video on your socials, because we're going to try and hit 1.1 million tonight, which is a massive achievement for us all as a community. We're only about 600 subscribers away, and we could do it tonight. 1.1 million for this community channel that everybody is welcome on. And big shout out to everyone who's listening to Goldbridge Saves Football podcast. Appreciate your support. Really enjoyed the episode this week. Here he is. Núñez is in again. He's on his left foot. Oh, good save by the keeper. Good shot by Núñez. You can't fault either of that. It's a difficult shot for Núñez to take on his left foot. It's an angled ball by Konate. He's made the run. He's timed it well. He's on the edge of the box on his left foot. It's a difficult technique to hit it from where he hits it. He gets it low with a good connection. And Begovic gets down and flips it up around onto the post. Good save. Good save. Ultras, says Harvey. Ultras. Thanks. Yeah. If you listen to the podcast, you're an ultra, basically. Petrovic, not Begovic. Corner to Liverpool. Cross comes in. It's got good height on it. Van Dijk, not good connection. Sterling loses it on the edge. Liverpool pick it up again, though. Depressed Barca fan, how can we be saved, says Maz. I haven't looked at La Liga for a while. I'm going to have a look in a minute. Are Barcelona out of Europe, or are they still in it? They're third in the league with 47 points, and they're 8 points off Girona. But Real Madrid are going to win that league. Real Madrid will win that league. Piece of piss. Oh. They're still in the Champions League, Barcelona, umpire. Yeah, it's back next week, isn't it? But I don't think the Champions League games are that interesting. Should be in the next round, but I think you can predict most of the games this time. M says Liverpool are looking very good. I think they are looking good, but of course it's about putting the ball in the back of the net. They didn't score against Man United. They didn't score first against Arsenal. They've got to score first in this game to open it up, because Chelsea's plan is going to be defend and counter. One has to coach Man United, Hulk Hogan or Randy Savage, says it's Dan. I think I'll go with Hulk Hogan because Randy Savage is dead. I think I said that with a little bit too much conviction, didn't I? Hi, Mark. Do you ever oil yourself up? You can do me, says Jamie. I wish United would play with this quality, says Jake. Thanks, Jake. Thanks for the super chats. Rodri scored 3-0 to City. Well, they were always going to batter Burnley. I mean, I call Burnley what's the pointly. They're absolutely crap. And that's not me. Punch away by Petrovic. Alexi McAllister just lays it off. Neil Robertson, who's a snooker player, has put on Twitter, he's a Chelsea fan, Liverpool are absolutely ripping us to shreds, a sign for things to come for other teams in Klopp's farewell until the end of the season. I don't know. What are your thoughts in this first 21 minutes? I mean, the thing about Liverpool is it was very evident against Fulham that Liverpool are playing very well at the moment with a lot of confidence, whereas Chelsea aren't. But these games have a real tendency for, it wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea scored first. And Chelsea are so unpredictable as well. I mean, they're on a journey, but we never seem to know what the journey is. Being on the journey with Chelsea is a little bit like being on the motorway, and you just keep stopping at every service station. And yeah, it's quite pleasant at times, but where the fuck are we going? I don't know where Chelsea are going. Hunting in Red Dead 2, Cougar would crush a panther, says Oddie. And Ray says, when Klopp leaves, will new manager want to work with the players or want to bring his own in and break it down? Interesting times ahead for Liverpool, says Ray. I think they need to bring a manager in that wants to work with what they've got, because they've got so many young players. Here's Jota. Tries to go himself. Oh, what a goal. He's done it again. He's done it again. He's done it again. Jota. I mean, what's that Chelsea defence? Just, he's having a very good time, isn't he, Jota? He reminds me of Gundogan for City last year. He's just turned up again. I actually got asked this on the podcast, Jota or Alvarez, and I said Jota. I mean, he picks it up on the edge of the box, and he's got options to pass. And he runs at Silva and Badiashile. I mean, Badiashile and Silva are going to be fucking fuming here. I mean, there might be a handball in this. Might be a bit of a handball in this. I wonder if VAR will look at it. But he takes them on. And, I mean, that's just... No, I don't think... I think it is his face. I mean, from a defensive point of view, Badashil and Thiago Silva look absolute mugs here. Because he's got movement around him, but he's got two centre-backs in front of him. And he's just took them on, got through one-on-one, bit of luck, and puts it in the bottom corner. Again. Thiago Silva knows. VAR is going to take a look at it for a possible handball. I told you. Let's have a look. Be very unlucky if it's a handball because he's done what he's done what he's done. Clearly hits his hand, says Casey. And goal's been given. They didn't really, to be fair, they didn't really show us a decent angle of that. So I don't know whether it was handball or not. Looked like it hit his face. How many managers will get the bullet between now and May, says Kenneth. We haven't really had that many. I thought it hit his head, but they didn't really show us a good replay, did they? Apparently Spurs have equalised, by the way. I'm going to actually start keeping an eye on some of these. I've played the game. So, Liverpool leading 1-0 here. Not good news for Chelsea. And Rodri did score. Foden got the assist on that one. So, De Bruyne, Nunez and Foden with the assists. Alvarez, and Rodri with the goal. And Tottenham have scored one goal. They might have scored two. Dogi has scored the goal for Spurs. And a lot of people will have him in their team. I don't know whether it's actually 2-1 to Spurs here. I'll keep you updated. It is. We've got a second goal for Spurs in the space of no time. Brennan Johnson with an assist from Timo Werner. So Udogie scores in the 48th minute and Brennan Johnson has scored in the 50th minute and they've turned it around. Character from Spurs there. A half-time bollocking as well. Thomas Hopley says, bad a shield, more like baddie a shit. Sometimes the simple ones are the best. Joe says, hi Mark, I think United are going to struggle against Wolves under a lot of pressure to perform. I can't wait for it. I'm really excited about it. I've missed Man United in the Premier League. Oh, nice ball into Madueke, who's got no right foot by the looks of it. Why he tried to come back on his left there, I'll never know. Thank you very much. Spurs have scored. It's 2-1. Turned it around very, very quickly. (2-1) to Spurs. 1-0 to Liverpool. 3-0 to Man City. Plenty of goals in these midweek games. Chelsea got to do something now then. The game's going to open up. Remember I said 2 or 3-0 to Liverpool tonight? Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to hit 1.1 million tonight. Thanks, everyone, for getting involved, as per usual. Could be an intriguing title race, couldn't it? But as I said, Niall, welcome to the Members Club. You're a legend. Thank you very much. For all the fear from some Liverpool fans about coping without Salah and Endo, they have shown up these last few games, says Connor. That's just good coaching, though, isn't it? Really is. Adam says, sorry, Jesus has not got a match ban. It's all good for Sunday. Mino says, did you say Liverpool in win, lose or draw? Mate, I've got no idea what I said in win, lose or draw, to be honest. can't remember. I'm a bit worried, actually, because Fozzie's not far behind me, and I don't think I've... But the way the results have been going, I don't think I've gone that well. I know I wouldn't have said Luton win, and I wouldn't have said Newcastle win. Awoken says we both said a Liverpool win. Well, it's interesting how the game has changed since Chelsea. I love this about football. Goals change patterns of play. At 0-0, Liverpool were a high line and pressing. And at 1-0, they've dropped a little bit and forced Chelsea up the pitch so they can counter. Danny O says this Bradley looks good. Yeah, well, Jota, as I said, he's almost been Gundogan-esque. Remember Gundogan in the second half of last season for Man City? He was unbelievable. And I think Jota's just stepped up to the plate for Liverpool at the perfect time with no Salah. Some of the goals he's scored in recent weeks, he's... as I said, on the podcast, we do a few either-ors, and one of the questions from the podcast listeners was Alvarez or Jota, and I said Jota because... Alvarez is good. I mean, he's got 2 goals tonight, but I think Jota's one of the most underrated, underappreciated players in the Premier League. I think his only downfall has been injuries, really, but a very, very good finisher and probably Liverpool's best presser from the front. Here's Diaz. Curtis Jones, good save by Petrovic again. Remember, he's made 2 big saves in this game already. Nunez over the bar. Well, win, lose or draw was out today, mate, on the channel, Neto. Were you a fan of Chuckle Vision, says Phil Mitchell? Oh, bloody loved it. Saturday mornings. Remember Eggs and Baker as well? And the Raccoons, Muppet Babies. Chuckle Vision on a Saturday morning before going live was elite. Chuckle Vision, Chuckle Vision. It was brilliant. But it'd be crap if you watched it now. They can't bring it back. One of them's dead. To me, to you. Basically, they based the whole show on 4 words. Yeah, Chelsea. What did Chelsea do to get back into this game? Well, I don't know what they've got on the bench, Chelsea. Let's have a look. Oh, foul on the edge of the box. He's going to go back to it and give a yellow card to Enzo Fernandez now. So that's Casido and Enzo Fernandez booked already. Chelsea on the bench have got Mudryk, Nkunku, Chukwuemeka, Broho, Gusto. I mean, did Chelsea still have a lot of players out injured? The thing about Chelsea is we always hear about this injury record. Another goal for Spurs, 3-1. And the third goal's been scored by Richarlison, who was a predicted pick for the... I think Will's got him. No, I've got him! In me power. So I've got Eze 2. I've got Watkins 1. I've got Richarlison 1. That's 4 points for me. He hasn't got a point yet. He's got Neto, Foden, Nunez, Bowen, and Kulusevski. Kulusevski hasn't scored. Nunez hasn't scored. Foden hasn't scored. And, of course, Bowen and Neto play tomorrow. Branthwaite was his defender. Gabriel was mine. Edison's... He might get a point for Edison. If you listen to the podcast, you'll know the game. But Spurs, what a second half for Spurs. That's why it's a game of 2 halves. Welcome to the Members Club, Peter, as well. Thanks for supporting the channel. We've had 3 new members tonight. Thank you very much for joining and getting your badge in the chat. Mark, with Klopp leaving, so you think a major drop-off will happen, or with the squad they've got, top 4? It all depends on the next manager, opinionated observer, really. The positive for Liverpool is that they've got a young squad, but it all depends on who the next manager is. As a Liverpool fan, the only 2 players I'd like from United are Mainu and Garnacho. Both would suit our style of play. Chilwell's just been booked here as well. I don't know whether he's been a bit... Do you think this referee's trying to be a little bit too pro-Liverpool? Oh. It's a bit harsh to book him when there's contact, isn't it? Oh, no. From that angle, it's a very, very good bit of refereeing. Even I thought he touched him on the first 2, but the third one, spot on. Clearly a dive. Well done. Well done, that referee. 9.7 for the dive, says Neil. No, from the first 2 angles, I thought there might be contact there, but from the one behind, there's no contact. It's very, very good refereeing. Oh, well, there's a lot of bad officiating in the Premier League this season, but when they get it right, I will be a backer of it, and they did get that right. How many City players does it take to win games? 115, says Oddie. Not getting any better, mate. Skylar says burgers or ham and cheese toasty. I'd go burgers, mate. Right, I'm going to end this poll. 52% of you said it wasn't a penalty for Chelsea, and 48% said it was. Very split down the middle there. Apparently Anthony Taylor is doing the Arsenal-Liverpool game. Mladen Baric says, hello, that's football here in Croatia. What do you think? Will Man United bring Mourinho back? I hope not. I don't think we will. I don't think we will. This is a quote from Sir Jim Radcliffe, who now is owning the football side of Manchester United. And this is what he said. I don't know when he said it, but he said it a while ago. If you've got the 6 teams competing at the top of the table, this is the last season anyway. You've got 3 who are managed by glass half full guys, Klopp, Pep and Pochettino. They get their teams up and energised. Then you look at Mourinho. He's so down. He destroyed Luke Shaw last season. And then you've got Arsene Wenger, who is miserable, and Conte, who was down as well. That's Sir Jim Radcliffe. So that must have been whenever Wenger was still here. So it doesn't sound like he's a fan of Jose, does it? Look, while it's 1-0, Chelsea have always got a fighter's chance, but I think he's going to have to change it up a little bit and not be so reliant on the counter. Mark, can you give a shout out to Deha and Can as well? It says Barassi. And thank you very much for your super chat, mate. Jack says Coke or Pepsi. I don't know what, I'm just going to chuck a poll in for people to vote on. Either or. Coke or Pepsi. I don't drink any of that shit anymore. Unless it's got rum in it at Christmas. In which case I don't really care if it's Coke or Pepsi. Here's a good question from Nick P. He said, would Jose Mourinho suit any other Premier League team right now? I'm disillusioned with our own fan base who appear to have developed goldfish memory regards the man. Where do you think in the chat that Jose Mourinho would suit in the Premier League? I personally would look at that Premier League and say Everton might be a good fit for him. West Ham. You'll note the sort of clubs I'm going for here. Deitch, Moyes. Okay, Bradley's in down the right-hand side. He might have to get the shot off. Oh, my God. A star is born. A star is born. I mean, a lot of you have been saying what a good player he is. That's a fantastic goal. What a finish. Wow. He's got loads of work to do. I mean, it's Trent Alexander-Arnold-esque. He breaks forward from right back. Gets it out of his feet. Shoots from the edge of the box. Makes Sterling look like a mug. Diaz with the assist. He's run from the halfway line. He's on the edge of the box when he hits it. It's a lovely finish. The technique on that, you don't save those. Petrovic has had a good game, but you know, where's the tracking back from Raheem Sterling? You can't get there in time. It was a very, very good finish from that angle, you know. To beat a keeper from there, you'll say the keeper should do better, but I think it's all about the finishing. He's gone right across the goal, whipped it right into the side netting of the pass. It's a good finish. It's a really good finish. A technique on that. Oh, they're looking at VAR. You can't go back for that. If they rule this goal out, they're having a laugh. They're having a laugh. And they've given it. They've given it. I don't get this. Liverpool get all the decisions, says Tokyo Racing. Yeah, they've given it 2-0. It's interesting though, isn't it? Because they've VAR reviewed both goals and both goals have been given. I presume they've made the right choice. I think Jose would suit Newcastle. He's Mancini-esque, would at least give them a bit of worldwide status and win them something to kickstart success, says Nick P. He's booking Pochettino as well now. I'd have to look at that one again. I mean, what I will say is it would have been very harsh on the young lad to have his goal ruled out because it's got nothing to do with him. But I think what they're trying to say is that it was a foul on Chilwell. Liverpool fan today, as the ref says, Sean. Sir Harold says Chilwell initiated the contact. Aoife says, can pineapple go on pizza? It can for me. But Coke's won by 64%. I mean, we haven't done pineapple on pizza for a long time. Let's whack that out. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? Still 3-0 to City. Still 3-1 to Spurs against Brentford. It's going to be a long way back for Chelsea. I did say 3-0 to Liverpool at the start of the game. Chelsea, it doesn't look good, does it? 2-0 down and both of you holding midfielders on a yellow card. Chelsea's season, they're so yo-yo, aren't they? They really are the definition of yo-yo. A loss today for Chelsea would leave them in 10th place. 31 points. Next few games, Wolves at home on Sunday. Crystal Palace away. Man City away. Spurs at home. And then the Carabao Cup. Scott, tell you what, it's been a very quick first half, hasn't it? I like pineapple and pizza, yeah. Some people don't like fruit with what they call a dinner. I like cranberry sauce on my turkey. I like apple sauce on my pork. I like pineapple on my pizza. I like plum sauce with my duck. Oh, good interception by Thiago Silva. Apparently Haaland's coming on for Man City, only for the last few minutes. Oh, Pep, you're an arsehole, Pep. There's only 20 minutes to go. Goal for Brentford. Could it be Tony? Could it be Tony? It is. It's Ivan Tony. 2 in 2. I've got him in my FPL. Ivan Tony makes it 3-2 with 23 minutes to go. It's a cracker at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And it's 3-2. And it's Tony who scores. Lee Berman says pineapple on pizza is elite. Can you think of any other food that has fruit on it? Gammon and pineapple's nice as well, yeah. We're talking hot dinners with fruit on it. Does it work? Jota wants a penalty. Oh my God, he's giving it. I mean, all I'll say is, how can you give that and not the Gallagher one? Look, Liverpool have been the better team, but when I first saw it, I thought, I don't think there's much of a difference there. Jota's made a meal of that. Both a pen or both not a pen. That's what I think. And that's VAR. I've got to say I feel for Chelsea fans there. It is a penalty, and I do feel for Chelsea fans there because I think you've got to give both. You can't give one without the other. The only difference is Jota's made more of a meal of it. Well, no, Gallagher went down as well. I think the contact is minimal on both of them, and I think you give one and the other, and it's unfair. I think you've got to give both. But if this goes in and it's 3-0 to Chelsea, 3-0 to Liverpool, I mean, this is turning into a pounding. Darwin Nunez is going to take it. This would be good for Will. He's definitely got him in his... Goldbridge. Here he comes, Darwin Nunez. Is it the post? Unlucky, Will. Maybe justice was served, to be fair. Here's Raheem Sterling on the break. He's on his own. Up against Van Dijk. And it's a bad pass. He's Darwin missed it. Spurs have scored 3 goals and Brentford have scored 2 goals and there's only 1 assist out of 5 goals, which was Werner if you're FPL orientated. And if you're FPL orientated and you've got Darwin Nunez in your team, he's missed a penalty. What about cooked apples or peaches with different cuts of pork? Quite good. Also, huge fan, Mark. Can Liverpool win? Alvarez is amazing, says Gog. I quite like the sound of peaches with pork, actually. I think that sounds very nice, but I'm a fan of it. Klopp looking away. Penalty missed. How was the Chelsea one not a penalty, but this was, says Joe. Klopp, I'm leaving at the end of the season. Premier League officials give Liverpool the league, says Josh Burke. Mark, he stood on Jota's ankle. Watch it again, says Sean. And Christian says, have you had barbecue chicken pizza? Yes, very nice, Christian, yeah. Have you ever tried banana pizza? I don't know that I'd like a banana on a pizza. I think that's too far. It's CJR. Do you brush your teeth before or after breakfast, mate? Says Derek. I do both. I can't not brush my teeth before I eat. But then I normally have porridge, which gets a bit stuck in, so I brush after and before. Derek. And I use hot water to brush my teeth. I can't understand why people wouldn't. You know, you wash your hands with hot water. Who washes the hands with cold water? And for me, it's the same with your teeth. You get a better clean of your teeth if you use hot water. Simple as that. Well, when I say hot, I mean warm. Can Chelsea get one? Be back before half time. Conor Gallagher was too greedy there. He should have gone to Sterling. Ref's about to blow up here. William says he washes his hands with cold water. You need to use warm water, mate. Kill the germs. Mark, what do you think of Robertson? He's always very consistent for Liverpool and might just be as important as Trent, but never gets the same amount of praise. Thoughts? I think he is. I think you're right. I think he's a very consistent, important player for them that they've not had for a long time. Look, this is a Liverpool team that's performing without its two best fullbacks and its best player in Mo Salah. So I don't brush my teeth in hot water. I put toothpaste on the toothbrush and then I use hot water just to warm it up, and then away we go. When stepping on foot, you always get called out, says Joe. He thinks it was a penalty. Well, that's the half-time whistle. It's 2-0 at half-time. It very easily could have been 3-0 if Liverpool had scored that penalty, but Nunez hit the post. Another miss for him, but Liverpool are 2-0 up. And Chelsea, look, across the game, if we're being absolutely fair, you look at that stats carousel. Where is it? Where is it? Take and pause. 55% possession for Liverpool. 15 shots to 1, 6 on target to 1, 4 corners to 0. I'm sorry, Chelsea fans. You may feel that you could have got a penalty. You may feel that both goals were VAR reviewed. But the bottom line is, I don't think when you look at that, you can argue with the fact that Liverpool have been the better side and deserve to be 2-0 up. Yes, there may have been some VAR decisions to make, but 15 shots to 1, 6 shots on target to 1, 4 corners to 0. That's domination from Liverpool. There's one team trying to win this, and that was my fear with Chelsea, was that if they conceded first, what's the strategy to get back into the game? And I suspect it's a very similar approach to the one that Man United had before Christmas, where we basically parked the bus for 90 minutes and got a 0-0. If at any point Liverpool had scored, I don't know what we would have done to get back into the game. And I think Chelsea have been a little bit like that as well. They've come here with a plan to defend and counter, and once you concede, you can't defend and counter, but they can't attack either. I mean, Liverpool scored that first goal relatively midway through the first half, and Chelsea haven't responded. So they've got to come up with something in the second half. Daniel Sturridge says, "What was World War II like, Mark?" You fuck off. Can you shout out my friend Jake? Huge fan of yours, says Christian. Big shout out to Jake. Robert says, we've been outplayed for sure, but it's a lot easier when the ref calls every single thing their way. Chelsea fan there, Robert. And LR says, these dodgy decisions seem to be balancing out now. And Nick P says, I prefer cold water for brushing teeth. Hot will soften the bristles. I like my gums to get a workout, says Joe. There we go. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. Make sure you're subscribing. Bottom right-hand corner, by the way. Just a big shout-out to that. We are 500 away from 1.1 million, which is a big target to hit for the channel. And everyone's welcome on here. So make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, of course. Liverpool lead 2-0. What does that mean for the Premier League table? We've looked at the stats there. Big shout out to OneFootball, by the way. You can download that through the link in the description or the QR code in the top right hand corner. Get all your latest breaking football news and transfer news. there. We're going to be talking about transfer deadline day tomorrow, actually. I did want to talk about that, but let's just wrap up thoughts on the first half so far. Liverpool, as it stands, would go back 5 points ahead of Man City, who are winning themselves. Yes, there's a game in hand, but even with that, Liverpool would still have a 2-point gap. So obviously, this all feeds into the massive game at the Emirates on Sunday afternoon / early evening. Arsenal against Liverpool. That's going to be absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Let's have a look what people are saying in the chat. Liverpool in full effect, says Chuckle Brothers. You'll never VAR alone. This league is rigged. And well, I'll have to see them back at half time, but I'm not actually so sure, really. Chelsea defence is shockingly naive, says OD. And Chelsea fans crying, Chelsea players diving, 1 billion spent for a shot on target. Embarrassing, says Toxic. Well, looking back at the goals, I mean, we're on a break here on the TV I'm watching. But what I will say is that the first goal, I think, has to be given because Jota runs at two centre-backs, finds his way through. If it hits his hand, I mean, it's not bloody deliberate, is it? And I don't think it did hit his hand. But I think the Jota goal would have been very unlucky not to give because it was very creative. And I don't think he's really had an advantage, even if it did hit his hand. So that one I can't really argue about. The second one I need to see again. There's obviously some coming together between, I think it's Jota and Chilwell. But again, the goal scorer has got nothing to do with it. It's a very good finish. The penalty, he's missed it anyway. In relation to injuries for Chelsea, they still talk about injuries. If you want to know who they've got out at the moment, Fofana, James, Cucurella, Lavia, Sanchez, Chalobah, Colwill, Jackson. So, I mean, look, there's still a few players out injured, but I wouldn't call it a massive crisis that they've got. I mean, that Lavia signing is just weird. It took them bloody ages to get the deal done. And then he's pretty much been injured. They may as well have waited till next season. And, I mean, Reece James is always injured, to be honest. Fofana's always injured. So, really, they've only got Cucurella and Jackson that are out and Colwill that you'd expect to actually be involved. Yeah. I was going to ask you, actually. I've been driving a lot today and I've not heard anything. Transfer deadline day tomorrow. Is anybody actually doing anything? Or is this going to go down as we may as well have not bothered? I mean, this January transfer window has been absolutely shit. I mean, it's not been great for my club, United, but I've got to be fair, it's not been great for anybody, has it? It's been shockingly bad. My theory is that people are scared of the points deductions that have been given to Everton and Forest, so everyone's shitting themselves about financial fair play, which, it's good that there may well be teeth for FFP, but you don't want a January transfer window where people don't do anything because they can't afford to do it. You do want to see transfers in January. So, I don't know. I think we might have to look at this because it's been absolutely crap. Do you ever think there will be changes to the penalty rule? I just fundamentally disagree with penalties given for accidentally stepping on someone's foot on the edge of the box with the back to goal. Well, Nicholas, I think that I don't really feel it was a penalty. I think Jota... The Jota one's more of a penalty than the Gallagher one, but I think it's harsh to give one and not the other because I think they're both quite innocuous. I think both are penalties, but can we talk about these officials? Jota was offside when he got the ball, but he gets the penalty and Chelsea don't, says Jack. And Patrick says, Nunez hit the bar 9 times this season. In Premier League, second is with Trent with 3. One of the most unluckiest players in the league, says Patrick. And... the Jota goal here, they're just going to show it. I just want to say, I think it hits him in the head, but I'm just going to have a look here. It's crap defending from Thiago Silva and Badiashile. This is the angle we're going to need to see. I mean, it's an assist by... Does Bradley get an assist for this? Probably not. I think it hits his head. I don't think it hits his hand. Slow it down. Knee. No, it hits Badiashile's hand. There's nothing wrong with the Jota goal then, unless I'm completely stupid. I don't see anything wrong with the first goal. Here's the second goal. I mean, that's Chilwell and Jota. Let's have a look. Chilwell's grabbing Jota. I think that's... To be honest, I think they're both goals. I think Jota and Chilwell are 50-50. On the first one, he doesn't handle it. Danny O says both goals are fine, and he's got a United badge. I'm a United fan as well. I don't think there's anything... And look, I love to have a pop at VAR. I don't care whether it's Chelsea, Liverpool or what. I love to have a pop at VAR, and I think both are goals, to be fair. The penalties, I think you've got a case to say that you either give both or you don't, but I think both goals are goals. Chelsea hits the Chelsea player's hand, says Simon. Let him speak, Simon. And Suzuka says Liverpool have dominated this. You can't hate on that unless you hold a grudge. And Chris says nothing wrong with either goal. Chelsea handball first, Chilwell fouled in the second. Chelsea fans just shook, says Chris. Well, there's a good question here from Sully. He says, if you were either manager, what would you be telling each team? Liverpool at the moment are just in really good form. I would say, I mean, they've been very good this season, but I'm surprised at how well Liverpool are playing. I thought there'd be a vulnerability with the injuries to Trent and Salah at the AFCON and Endo away. They're actually probably playing the best football they've played in the last couple of months. So Klopp's just going to say, keep doing it. From a Chelsea point of view, I'm confused by Chelsea. I'm confused by Chelsea. I mean, every game I watch Chelsea, I don't see a progression. I don't see a system. I see a collection of good players being thrown together with no pattern. It's a bit like Man United, really, but Man United haven't spent $1 billion in 12 months. And, yeah. It was always going to take time for Pochettino and Chelsea. But I did expect them to... They're just so inconsistent as well. One day they play quite well. The next day they play absolute crap. So if I was Pochettino, look, it's 2-0. It could have been 3-0 if the penalty goes in and it's game over. It's 2-0. I think they've got to try and change it up. I mean, you've got Nkunku there. Maybe you drop Palmer a little bit deeper. You take off Caicedo or Enzo. You put Gallagher next to Enzo or Caicedo. You drop Palmer where Gallagher is, and you put Nkunku where Palmer is, and you go a little bit more attacking. He's got options as well on the wing with Mudryk there, but Caicedo and Enzo are both on yellow cards, so I'd drop Gallagher deeper, take one of them off, put Palmer at 10 and put Nkunku at 9 and try and be a little bit more expansive, because otherwise I can see them getting beat 4 or 5-0 here. Mark, as a Liverpool fan, have to say both our clubs are cut from the same cloth. History, legacy, community, local roots, standards. Love you're always measured, incisive, and really cheer up as fans and viewers when we're down. Thank you, mate. Hope you're doing well, Monkey. And Maka says, I think Liverpool need more credit for playing academy players. Would City play a lad who's only played one Premier League game against Chelsea? Well, you should listen to the podcast, Goldbridge Saves Football. It's out every Tuesday, and we were talking about Liverpool last week. And I was saying that Man City are obviously the best team in the world. Arteta's doing a good job at Arsenal. But the way that Klopp balances, and this was before Klopp announced he was leaving, the way Klopp balances a pathway to the first team for youth, developing new signings, whilst also maintaining a title race this season, is incredible. You know, and that Bradley's playing at right back, and he scored a goal, and he's been one of the best players on the pitch. We've seen Kwanzaa coming into the team as well this year. There's a real pathway into that first team, more than there is for any other team in the top 4. You know, Arsenal haven't really got any young players that they're developing at the moment, and Man City, all right, they've got Bob, but it's a sporadic. I think you know, I'm not saying that City don't develop youth, but I think Klopp has a more identifiable pathway into the first team and isn't afraid to do it. 89th minute at the Etihad, 3-0 against Burnley. 87th minute at Tottenham, 3-2. Watch out for that one. Could there be a sting in the tail and a late Brentford equaliser? Did you watch Still Game, Mark? Yes, I did. ABS, I did. And Chris McDermott says I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's the FFP window now. Football is unrecognisable, says Chris McDermott. Yeah, I've been very, very, very disappointed by the January transfer window. I have very, very disappointed by it, and I did. Look, I think in general, if you're watching this channel, you're not all Liverpool and Chelsea fans, and you're probably a fan of football. And transfers are a part of it. I enjoy the transfer window, and I think this one has been a real letdown. And I feel that teams are scared. I think teams are scared to do any business, if I'm being honest. And you're telling me there's not clubs out there that would like to see money spent, or that you're telling me there's not clubs out there that need to spend money. So yeah, I think it's an odd one really, and it's been a complete waste of time, this January transfer window. Yeah, if we're being honest, it has been a complete and utter waste of time. But look, maybe there'll be some business done tomorrow. I was listening to the radio on the way back from Manchester, and maybe there will be, but I don't know. Pineapple on pizza, more importantly, yes 42% and no 58%. I'm in the no. I'm in the yes. Sorry, I like a bit of pineapple on pizza. In fact, my favourite pizza does have pineapple on it. I like ham, pineapple on my pizza. I like other bits on it as well. Mark, have you ever talked about the connection between Ineos and Tottenham? Their logo is all over the bench seat, says Rick, with it. Well, apparently that's all right. By Premier League rules, apparently that's okay. Aaron says, stop moaning about VAR, Mark. You have to learn to let decisions go. Sometimes, like the Spurs-Liverpool one, everybody makes mistakes. Back the ref. Well, Aaron, thank you very much for your super chat. We all know where you stand. You can't tell me how to think. I think regardless of what happens, if Liverpool lose this title by 1 or 2 points, I think the league's corrupt. And I'd say the same about Arsenal. I still do not think that Gabriel foul, I think it should have been given. But we'll wait till the end of the season for that. Mudryk is coming on and Gusto is coming on. So he's going to make a change here. It's not the change I would have made. I would have took off one of Casido. Oh no, it might be the change I'm going to make. We've got Chilwell, Madueke, and I didn't see the third one coming off. So Gusto, Mudryk and Kunku on. Chilwell off for Gusto. Madueke off for Mudryk. And I didn't see... Well, he's kept Casido and Enzo on. So Nkunku is coming on for Conor Gallagher. Which sort of does the same thing. You've still got Cole Palmer going to number 10. All he's done is, instead of taking off Casido or Enzo, he's took Gallagher off instead. So it sort of makes sense to do that. Oh no, it's getting really bad for Will because he had Edison down as a clean sheet and nothing. Nothing. It's bad for him. I can't wait. I mean, there's still a lot of weeks to go, but it's me against Will on the podcast, Goldbridge, where we have to pick 5 scorers each week and you get a point for every one. I'm winning, and after this week I'm going to be quite comfortably winning, but there is a forfeit at the end of the season, and I'm just going to be there filming it. It's going to be great. So, is there any way back for Chelsea? Let us know. Where will Mbappe end up, says Joe? Well, it's a corner to Liverpool here. Let's see where this corner ends up first. Cross comes in, headed away. I'm expecting Mbappe to go to Real Madrid. I presume we all are. Foodie tips to try: celery with peanut butter and apple with Marmite. Try it, says Monkey. I quite like the idea of celery with peanut butter because it's basically there's no calories in celery. And apple with Marmite. I find. Oh, hold on. Sterling. He's all on his own though. And that's a crap ball. I mean, Sterling's such a yo-yo player, isn't he? He suits Chelsea very, very well. Stop moaning. I've done that about from Aaron as well. James says, with the emergence of Bradley, do you think that automatically puts Trent into the midfield in the future? Good point. Shane Hughes says, have you ever smoked or tried drugs? Shane, I am live in front of nearly 15,000 people here. I'm not about to start confessing to criminality. Had any shark weird dreams recently, Mark, says Matt. I did have one last night, and I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what it was. I'll come back to it. Hello says, you did then because you'd just say no if you didn't. If I speak, let him speak. I can't speak. I can't speak. The timer's wrong, Mark, says Mo. It definitely is because I haven't put it on right. I'll do it for you now. Thank you so much for reminding me. 49 minutes and 40 seconds. 49 minutes and 49 seconds. I tell you what, though, my little tip for you. I've been trying to get more sleep in 2024. I'm trying to get myself a better sleeping pattern because, to be honest, for the last 10 years, it's been crap. Oh, hold on. Get the cross in. Mudryk. Just, you shouldn't laugh. You shouldn't laugh. You shouldn't laugh. Calm down. It's not fair. You shouldn't laugh at it. I can't speak. If I speak, I mean, how much? Yeah, let's just say he's got to score that. I mean, fucking hell. Liverpool on the attack, goes for a corner. Swift says, Foscast has got Rhino Legs as his wingman, and he's a legend. Does Will have a nickname yet? Loving Goldbridge saves football. Well, Will is quite a short name. I think we're all right with Will, aren't we? But can you read out my last name, please, says Lee. Tenko. Rang. That miss by Mudryk. You just got to try and be calm. I mean, it'd be good for the game if Chelsea had scored that. I think if this goes 2-1, it makes it a lot more interesting than 3-0. Wow. Mudryk can never lace Hazard's boots. Never been impressed by the hipster hype. Such a flop, says Nigel. Well, don't worry, Nigel. You've only given him a 10-year contract, haven't you? Jack says, hi, Mark. As mainly a rugby fan, where the international game is the pinnacle, why is it more club-orientated in football? Great point, Jack. Great point. Yeah, I think club rugby's quite niche, isn't it? Whereas international rugby gets a lot more support. Whereas in football, club football is more is better, isn't it? I don't know why that is. Maybe it's something to do with like the Six Nations and It happens every year. Ooh, shot straight at the keeper from Diaz. Good question. Anyone's got the answer to that? Let us know. Yeah, what I was saying, I'm trying to get better sleep in 2024 because for the last 10 years my sleep is just sporadic. I get up at roughly the same time, but I go to sleep at all sorts of times, and I was never going to sleep before 11:30. Sometimes I'd stay up till midnight. Yeah, just not getting enough sleep. So this year I thought, I'm going to really try and get to bed a little bit earlier. And what I've started doing is listening to podcasts because you don't use your eyes. There's no artificial light. And last night I dropped off after 10 minutes. It was great. I just had one ear pod in my ear. I lay on that side. I put a timer on the podcast, and I don't remember anything else. Paul, Anthony, or Mudrick, says Grace. I'd be happy to. I'd be happy to. Thanks for the suggestion. If you've got any good suggestions for polls or bench sell keeps, I'm more than happy to read them. Who was it? Mudrick or Anthony? I reckon Dan James and Somerville are better than Mudrick, says William Pearman. Thank you. I can't read that. It's probably, I can't even say. I can't read it. I'm not reading it. Haaland's come on for Kevin De Bruyne, by the way. Just to let you know, the other games are all over. It's a 3-2 win for Spurs, which puts them in a very strong position. I can't see Chelsea, Newcastle, United catching any of the top four. I really just can't see it, especially when Spurs are going to get better players back. I think the top four race is basically going to be Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, Tottenham, and maybe Villa. I don't see anyone else getting near that top five, really. But good result for Spurs, you've got to say. Very good result for Spurs. How likely Ten Hag wins something with Netherlands one day, says Levi. I don't know. I don't know, mate. Mudrick is beating Anthony, 58%. Probably not the best crowd to vote for Man United player when it's Chelsea and Liverpool fans in here, but great tackle by McAllister. He's given the foul. Handball. Welcome back, Rani. Thoughts on Disney World, says Claude. Never been. Not sure I want to go. Any tips? Do you think Goldbridge would suit Disney World? I don't mean on my own walking around. It'd be a bit noncy, but like I could take like the wife and the kids. But I've never felt that Disney World really is the sort of thing for me. And it's not meant to be for me. Look, at the end of the day, I'd probably like the Star Wars stuff and that, but I'm not a big fan of crowds. And if it's basically just a big Alton Towers, I don't think I'm going to like it. Well, still half an hour to go here. If Chelsea were to get a goal, it would make for interesting game. But Szoboszlai's gone on a good run there. It's going to be another corner, isn't it? No, it's not. It's still active. And it's Jota. They're getting each other's way. It's another free kick here for Liverpool on the edge. They don't have Trent Alexander-Arnold, though. Who will take it? Who will take it? Who will take it, fine sir? Start, bench, sell. Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who. Oh, this is so easy, Connor. Get Doctor Who in the fucking bin. Get out. Not interested. Star Trek, you're going to be on the bench and unused. And Star Wars starts. I don't care. I'm not doing any rotation. Easy. Fucking easy. Aaron McKenzie, let me just take this free kick. Not me, personally. Goldbridge is taking the free kick for Liverpool. And he's blasted it in the Chelsea goal. What's going on? Szoboszlai into the wall. Corner. Other stuff. Loves Doctor Who. Aaron McKenzie says, been listened to host show with Simon Jordan, Jermaine Genius, Jermaine Genius, Gabby Bonglahor. I mean, I'd host a show with Simon Jordan because he's the only one out of those three I could bother to do anything with. I don't want to. I mean, I'm happy to binge Genius or Bonglahor, but I wouldn't want to listen to them. Ryan Stanley, thank you. He says, I love the podcast. Thanks, mate. Nice ball in. I think Nkunku's offside. Referee linesman puts the flag up. Mudryk beats Anthony 60% to 40%, by the way. Thanks for that. Realistically, who do you want at United right now, says Borrow. I honestly, I think it's too early to have that conversation. We've got 4 months left of the season. We go with what we've got. We're not going to do anything in the January transfer window. In the summer, I think we'll learn a lot more about what we want to do in the summer by what we do over the next 4 months. I do think we need a midfielder. I certainly think we need another striker. We're going to need at least one centre-back. But, you know, are we going to need a right-back? Are we going to need a winger? Salary aside, how gutted are Casido and Lavia now, says Sean. I don't know what you mean. Bench, sell, keep, Scorsese, Nolan, Ridley, Scott. I'll start Scorsese, I'll bench Scott, and I'll sell Nolan. But I like all three. Joe says, Chelsea are pathetic and they're inviting more Liverpool goals. Thanks for those super chats. Well, if Mudryk scores that chance, it might be interesting. But all we've seen since then is Liverpool come again and again and again. Just to let you know, as I was saying before, a podcast listen before you go to bed is a great way to get some good sleep. And you can listen to the Going for Goldbridge podcast by clicking the link in the live chat and downloading it now. Nunez with another shot straight at the keeper. He's had a lot of misses tonight, hasn't he, Nunez? But I haven't said this in a long time about Nunez. People give him a knock and say he misses a lot of chances. He's a chance magnet. He's a chance magnet, and that's a skill in itself. So, yeah, he does miss chances, but you can guarantee the next game he'll get another 4 chances. He does get a lot of chances, and it's not by chance. It's by design. Oh, Mudryk wants a penalty. He ain't going to get one for that. Cherney's not interested. "20 attempts to 2. 8 shots on target to 1. Chelsea need to do more." Yeah, so as I was saying, links in the live chat. You can download it now, listen to it later. Links in the live chat, pinned at the top. Support the podcast and join the Ultras. You might not know about it, but give it a try. And try the Goldbridge sleep pattern. I didn't invent it, actually. I heard it from somebody else. Listen to a podcast before you go to bed. Close your eyes. Don't have any distracting lights. Which is a shame, really, because I'm enjoying a podcast, something on Netflix. Ultras, says Chad. Wednesday night with Goldbridge is my favourite, says Zetty. Yeah, we've got Champions League next week, but I've got to say I'm not looking forward to it. The signing of Timo Werner has been a smart one. He played well today at Spurs. I said it was a smart one, Rafi. I said it was, and people were like, well, Timo. I'd have took him at United. I said I'd have took him at United in late December when we were linked to him. I think it's a very clever deal to get somebody in very cheap on loan till the end of the season. It's legs on the training ground. It's a body in the matchday squad. I think it's been a good deal. Lovely ball out wide here to Bradley. He took his man on. It's a decent cross. Oh my God. Szoboszlai's just scored. This Bradley has literally, technically, got a goal, an assist, and a second assist. It's a man of the match performance by this right back. He passed the ball into Jota for the first goal. He scored the second goal, and he's just whipped across in for the third goal. And this Bradley looks like the real deal, doesn't he? I mean, he really does. They've got two really good right backs now. He really does look good. That cross is absolutely bang on. Good header by Szoboszlai as well, but I mean, Liverpool are pumping Chelsea like a bloody beach ball. I mean, I said 3-0. I did say 3-0 at the start of the game. It might be more. Fernando Plaza said, Mark, I watched the movie The Irishman last night. Loved it. What did you think about it if you have seen it? That's what she said. Way too long. Yeah, it's going to be game over here for Chelsea. What's wrong with Chelsea? Says Joseph B. Sleep with the TV on or off, says Jump. I don't like going to sleep with the watching TV. It's not good for you. I'm glad I asked you how do you rate Bradley now, Mark, says Connor. Well, I think this is his best game in a Liverpool shirt, isn't it? I rate the English women's team on shaggability, says NZ. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to do that either. Are you the person who asked me if I've ever taken any drugs? I mean, what are you trying to do? I'm not going to answer these questions. What nationality is this Bradley? Is he English? Mark, when is Malacia back? I think he's underrated, says Benjamin. I don't know, mate. I don't know. He's Northern Irish, apparently. Well, fair play. Nigel says, Bradley's been impressive the last few games. Liverpool are just getting stronger. If they get the right manager, they'll be good, says Nigel. Well, you know, we're still probably all a little bit surprised by the Klopp deal. Klopp departure, but if he wasn't departing, I'd say that this Liverpool team could be a real challenge for the next 4 or 5 years. Their only vulnerability really is, you know, whether the growth can continue under a different manager. 4 substitutes coming on here: Trent, Robertson, Gakpo, and Harvey Elliott, and that's strength in depth, isn't it? Mark, Jose to Chelsea, will that be good? I'd like him to go to Chelsea, Kaka. I'd rather he went to Chelsea than Man United, which says it all. I don't think Jose Mourinho. I don't think any Premier League club should be going near Jose Mourinho and thinking that he's going to be what he used to be. He'll soon be playing for England, says Big Steve. Nah, surely he'll be loyal to Northern Ireland. I don't know. I agree with GOG Games. Bradley's man of the match so far. I agree with that. Marvin says, I don't think this Bradley guy is that special. Well, whether he's going to be or not, he's definitely man of the match. Awful from Chelsea, says Squirrel. And Uncle Ho says, we are so bad, Chelsea. I'm losing hope. Well, you've got the Carabao Cup final, which is good news. The bad news is it's against Liverpool. And you're still in the FA Cup, but you've got to go to Villa Park. I mean, Chelsea are going to end up with nothing to play for very soon. They're just not going to close the gap on... They're not going to close the gap on 5th. They could close the gap on West Ham. They could technically get 6th, which would be a very good season for them. But that's dependent on Man United, Brighton, Newcastle and West Ham falling away as well. Who would you rather support, Madrid or Barcelona, says Sebastian? It's a tough one because obviously I like Bellingham at Madrid and I liked Ronaldo at Madrid. The way I would say it is this. If I was a professional footballer and I was 25 and I had to go and play for Madrid or Barcelona, who would I go and play for? Well, at the moment, I'd probably go and play for Madrid because they're the better team. But I've always felt maybe it's Messi at Barca, Maradona was at Barca. I've always felt more of an affection to Barcelona, if I'm being honest. But in recent times, you'd be an idiot not to go to Real Madrid. So I think the long answer is, if I was a player, I'd go and sign for Real Madrid. But I have always preferred Barcelona. Oh, and Nkunku should have passed. Didn't need to. Good goal. 3-1. Clean sheet's gone. And then Nkunku showing what he's all about there. Quick feet in the box. And a precision finish. And then Nkunku scores. Is Nkunku finally the answer to Chelsea's striking woes? Well, still a long way back. But if they could get another one back, who knows? Took it well. Took it well. Bradley's already had senior caps for Northern Ireland, says Alex. Graham Souness says, the commentator said exactly what you said. Get me on TNT. I like Nkunku. I liked him when he was at Leipzig. I know Rangnick recommended him to Man United. I feel he's probably more of a 10 than a 9. But he can play as a 9. But I feel he's more of a 10. But he can play as a 9. I don't think he's a long-term solution as a 9. But then again, look at what Eddie Howe and Newcastle did with Isak. He had a really bad scoring record in La Liga, came to the Premier League and fits it like a glove. So you never know. The carousel has froze from the Asda. I will get that starting again for you. Don't forget, we're sponsored by Surfshark on the show. Download it, get 6 months free. Well worth a try. If you've never tried a virtual private network or you want to try another VPN, check it out. 6 months free. Let me get that running for you. There we go. Thank you very much. Do you think Chelsea will be in the top 4 again in the next few years, says Alex? Look, Chelsea got a lot of good players. What they need to do is find a balance and a style of play and a goal scorer. And I think Chelsea have got a lot of the pieces, but they need to build the jigsaw. Now, I look at that Chelsea squad and there are a lot of good players in it, but they just don't fit together at the moment. But they're playing with more confidence now, and Nkunku wants a penalty. I'd like to see that one again. I'd definitely like to see that one again because he's gone down injured and he's gone down very, very strongly. I mean, Chelsea fans don't need another reason. Pochettino's not happy. We need to see this again because he's actually down injured. So the ball goes into him. I think that's a penalty. I think it's a penalty. What's different? He's kicked his leg. I don't think it's going to get overturned though. I think it has to be given in real time. Let's do a poll on that one. I think in real time it's a penalty, but they won't turn it around. Yes or no, penalty. Alex says, would you rather be a referee or have the clap? Come on. Rashford scores. Should he do the Gaza celebration, says Keel. And Poch is still not happy about it. A lot of Liverpool fans saying no penalty. I think a lot of Chelsea fans saying it is a penalty. I mean, I suppose it's just the inconsistency, isn't it? I don't think there's a hell of a lot of difference between the Jota one and the Van Dijk one, apart from Jota gets trodden on. But it's, there's nothing in the rules about it's more of a penalty if you get trodden on than if you get kicked. And as you watch it, that's a kick on his foot. He's gone to kick the ball and he kicks the player. I think it could have been given. I think it could have been given. Anyway, Liverpool on the attack. Robertson's on now. This could be a goal. Oh, is it the bloody bar? Nunez is having one of those days. Is it the post? Is it the bar? Is it the bar twice? Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oh, they're getting in each other's way. Blocked. Whew. And Kanate gets booked. Nunez is having one of them nights. Is it more wood tonight than a woodpecker's beak? Liverpool fan, if penalty, go home, VAR, you're drunk, says T3. Liverpool actually going to win the Premier League. What a send-off for Klopp. Is this Liverpool's last chance to win it for a while, says Alex. I don't think we can start saying that Liverpool are going to win anything because they've got to go to the Emirates on Sunday. I think if they win there, I'd start to put them as favourites, but that's going to be a big, big ask. There'll be more goals in this game, though, with 15 minutes to go. Gakpo, wide. There's Van Gaal. Someone was talking about Van Gaal. He's in the crowd. Former Netherlands coach, Louis Van Gaal. Oh. Well, if they'd given that penalty, it would have made it a very exciting end to the game, but obviously he didn't do it. Didn't give it. Everybody, we're getting really close to 1.1 million subscribers. We're only 300 away, so please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, if you've not subscribed to the channel, it's free to do it. You could make the difference tonight. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're so close to 1.1 million. Thanks everyone who's getting involved with this community. My next watch-along is going to be tomorrow night, but it'll be on the United stand. Man United against Wolves, which I think is going to be a really interesting game. Our next watch-along on here, although we do have daily content coming up for you anyway, but next watch-along will be on here Saturday lunchtime, Goodison Park, Everton against Spurs. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to watching Spurs. Nunez is in again down the left-hand side. Cross comes in. What a goal. So simple. So simple. And this is the thing. You can criticise Nunez for not scoring goals, but he's gone and got another assist. Crosses it into Diaz. 4-1. Game over. If they get the penalty and make it 3-2, it's interesting. But it ends up 4-1. Raheem Sterling ends up on the back post against Diaz. He ain't no defender. And is it Raheem Sterling who ends up on the back post? No. Raheem Sterling gives the ball away. It's Badashil. I mean, God, he's had a bad game. Badashil's been terrible, hasn't he? Really bad defending that. You can't just... As a defender, if you want to know why that's bad, the cross comes in, he's in front of Diaz, and he lets it go across his body. It's crap defending. You can't do that. You can't pass responsibility or think you're going to get away with it. It's crap defending. It's a good cross, and it's a good finish, but realistically, defender's got to deal with that, and he's gambled that he can let it go. You can't let that go in that situation. It's absolutely crap defending. I don't know what Badashil's actually thinking, because you just can't leave a ball in that situation. He should be first to that ball, and he leaves it. 4-1 to Liverpool. 60% of you think Chelsea should have got a penalty for the foul on Nkunku. 40% say no. I'd agree with you. I think it should have been given, really. Are you going to do a Super Bowl watch-along this year, Mark? Says Harry. I am. I'll be on this channel doing it as well. Looking forward to that. If you've never done a Super Bowl watch-along with Goldbridge before, you've never done a Super Bowl with Goldbridge before, it's an experience. Let me just say that. I enjoy it. I get a load of American sweets in, drinks, and just enjoy the ride. Although, if the Chiefs win again... Somebody just said there, do you think Pochettino's job is in danger? Honestly, not this season. I don't think so. But they've lost 9 games. I mean, the thing about Chelsea is if they win a couple of games, you could be 6th. That they are 10th. They're having a bad season, but there's only 4 points between them and West Ham in 6th. So I think the thing that probably keeps Pochettino safe is the fact that they're not cut adrift in mid-table, and you know, a couple of wins and you could be 6th, and it hides a bad season. I think the big problem is, and Man United have got this problem as well as Newcastle, is that the gap from Chelsea, Man United and Newcastle to 4th place is ridiculous. I mean, it's 11 points for Newcastle, and it's 11 points for Man United. It's a lot. This is just a very big gap, isn't it? Anyway, to send you American candy and drinks to try, PO box, etc. So Stewie, I will try and find one for you. We used to have a PO box. Or any recommendations of where to get them from. I've got plenty of time. Thanks, Stewie. Lovely, lovely, lovely gesture. Yee says, without VAR, none of you would have seen penalty. Shut up. VAR is not a camera, mate. We've been watching televised football for 50, 60 years. It's called a replay. Don't need VAR to look at a replay, mate. We've always had that. Leave him with it. It's going to take him about 2 hours to figure out what I've just said. Probably still think Santa's real. Van Gaal for next Liverpool coach, says the doctor. Yeah, I don't think Liverpool need to worry about that. I've actually got to go back to that comment. He genuinely thinks VAR is why we get to see replays. Oh my God. I don't know. Yeah, imagine if I did give people a PO box. I mean, Claude's now saying he wants to give me some toys to pleasure myself with. Apparently, somebody was telling me the other day, and look, I was told this, I've not seen it, that you can buy these machines that replicate, I don't know how to say this in a non-crude way. Well, it's after 9 o'clock. You can buy these machines that replicate porn stars' fanny. Chuff. Should have said chuff. The shape and... I mean, the mind boggles. I remember I was talking to you about bathwater. You can buy these machines that replicate famous porn stars' chuffs. I don't even know what one of those is. I know what a chuff is, but I don't know what the machines are. What do you do with it? Put it on your shelf and admire it. Look, your mum and dad come round for Sunday lunch. What's that? Well, it's actually a replica of this porn star's chuff. It actually is made in the same shape and everything. What are you supposed to do with it? I don't know. I just put it on the shelf. It's a vase for flowers, says Lee Berman. You could collect them all. Oh, apparently you have to fill it up, says Simon. Okay. You can get Chris Wood on that chuff, says Tom Grant. I can send American snacks as well, says Amy. Come, Mr. Bond, says Danzy. You can get bumhole ones as well, says Rio. Okay. I'll tell you what, could we get a Jose Mourinho one then? Because half of our fan base would love to spend most of their evenings kissing it. Wanted him back at United. Bloody hell. I'll tell you what, there's nothing more I think some United fans would like for Christmas than a replica of Jose Mourinho's ring. They'll be there Christmas morning, kissing it frantically, telling it how much they love it. They'd definitely be Jose in. Yay! Yay! The old ones are the best. The old one, it gives a whole new world to the meaning Jose in, doesn't it? Eaton says, I can't wait to see the pain on Jason Cundy's face. 86 minutes here. It's been domination from Liverpool. Look, 27 shots to 4, 12 shots on target to 3. It's been a demolition job. They should call Wesley Snipes. Has he retired now? I'll tell you what I watched on Saturday night. I would recommend it. Effectively, it's a trilogy. Equalizer 3. Set in Italy. Very good watch. Very good film. I would recommend it. Oh, Liverpool player down, injured here. They don't want this ahead of the Liverpool game, especially for Alexi McAllister, who's been such an important player for them. These things are going to happen. You're going to pick up injuries. You can't get away with it. I think he's all right. He'd be a big loss. What's your favourite Denzel Washington film? Well, you know what? He's got quite a range. I think in Philadelphia, as the lawyer, very good. Bone Collector's quite good. I don't think there's a person in the world that doesn't like Denzel Washington films. My man. Oh, what was that film that's quite good as well? American Gangster's quite good. Rolling Stone article from 2021 has ranked all Denzel Washington's best films. I love these sort of articles. I shouldn't share it with you, but I'm going to. And Malcolm X is his best, according to them. Training Day, number 2. I didn't like that one that much. It was all right. Number 3, Mo Better Blues. Never watched it. Number 4, Flight. Was quite good, yeah. Number 5, Fences. Don't think I've watched that. Number 6, Mississippi Masala. Number 7, Inside Man. Yeah. That's what... We're back with Jose in again, aren't we? Crimson Tide. That's a good film. 9, The Mighty Quinn. And number 10, Cry Freedom. Number 11, Glory. That's quite good. I've seen that. Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3. I think I've seen that. Unstoppable. Out of Time. He Got Game. Devil in a Blue Dress. Courage Under Fire. Philadelphia number 18. American Gangster. The Hurricane. Remember the Titans. Man on Fire. Deja Vu. Two Guns. I need to watch some of these. He's a bit like DiCaprio. I don't think he does bad films. Here comes the story of the hurricane. He's not in Sicario, Paul. Anyway, we're into the 90th minute here. I bet they'll add about... It's these sort of games that pisses me off when they add 9 or 10 minutes, because the game is over and you're just making players play for stupid amounts of time. Kyle says, you wanted Eric Ten Hag. How's that going? I still want Eric Ten Hag, so it's going okay. Obviously, I want us to do better. Here's Mudryk. Look at the pace here. This is the pace. But look at Trent. Does well. Six minutes. Thanks everyone who's been subscribing, by the way. We're so close to hitting 1.1 million. We're only 200 away now. So thanks everyone who subscribed. Keep at it. We might have hit it by the weekend, which would be great. And don't forget to support the podcast. I think you'll really enjoy it. Maybe try the Goldbridge way of going to sleep and listen to the podcast tonight instead of watching telly. See what it does for your mental health and energy levels by going to sleep listening to a podcast rather than watching a visual thing. You've got to stop being on your phones as well. Don't check your phone before you go to sleep. Links in the live chat for that, or just go to Going for Goldbridge on Spotify or iTunes. Oh, Sidemen have got a new film coming out on Netflix. I thought it was a new series. What's the film about? Is it a drama? Is it a thriller? Is it a comedy? Is it a mockumentary? Is it a documentary? Bradley, man of the match for me, says Yed. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Wayne says Equalizer 3 is disappointing. It's the worst of the trilogy. I really liked the setting and I really liked aspects of the story. I would say that, without giving a spoiler away, the resolvement of the story is a little bit too simplistic. I think there needed to be more of a challenge, but I still quite liked it. Reminded me a lot of that film with George Clooney in it, The American, because that's also based in somewhere like Italy. It reminded me a lot of that, actually. I'm very good at film, and I reckon it was heavily influenced by The American, which is a very good film with George Clooney, based on a book. Insignia says Chelsea have been robbed of 2 penalties. I'm going to do a quick match reaction to this afterwards, which I'll upload to the channel. And whilst I haven't really decided what I'm going to mention in it yet, I certainly think Chelsea could have had a penalty, but I don't think you can argue with any of Liverpool's goals, and I don't think you can argue with the fact that Liverpool have been better than Chelsea. So, yeah, you could make a case for a penalty for Chelsea, but you couldn't make a case to say that Chelsea have been robbed. Freddie says, what do you think about the game tomorrow? Look, as with always Man United games, I get very excited about them. I'm very looking forward to it tomorrow, but I also realise that, you know, with United, you never know what you're going to get. I think you're right. Klopp announcing his leaving has fired the team up like we've never seen before. No Trent, no Robbo, no Salah, and it's a demolition job, says Nathan Allen. Thanks for all the super chats tonight, by the way. Appreciate that. Wesley Snipes is only 61. I haven't seen him do a film for years. Do you rate Poch, says Baron? I've got to be honest, because there's video footage of me saying it numerous times. I don't think Poch will take Chelsea to the title. And I think Chelsea have always, in the last 10, 20 years, recruited managers that are there to take them to titles, whether it's Ancelotti, Sarri, Conte, Jose. You know, that's what they're all about, Tuchel. I think Pochettino can stabilise Chelsea and maybe get them back amongst the top 4. But I don't think he'll be the guy that gets Chelsea back winning big trophies, no. It's not 5-1 because Chelsea are on the attack at 4-1. Oh. Massive game on Sunday though. Looking forward to it. I'm gonna have to be quick though. United are playing West Ham at 2, and then I've got to do match reaction. I should be all right. I have to go straight from United into the Liverpool Arsenal game. I'm not missing that. I'm not missing that. No way. It's like my gran if you wanted to take her out for dinner on a Sunday. I'm not missing Last of Some of the Wine. I don't care where we're going. I won't miss it, and I'm not recording it because I'll get spoilers off Ethel across the road. Well, I'm not missing this match on Sunday. I don't want to. I'm sure it's called The American with George Clooney. I recommend it. Very good film. Not seen it in a few years, but I'm sure it's called that. Yes, George Clooney, The American. Yeah. Final whistle. Liverpool win 4-1. And that keeps them top of the table despite Manchester City's win. In a tough week for Liverpool where they play Chelsea and Arsenal, that's 1 down. They maintain their 5-point lead at the top of the league. They go to Arsenal on Sunday in what will be a huge game. And as I say, big points for Liverpool, disappointment for Chelsea. I'm going to do a quick match reaction now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 1.1 million. And on your way out, if you click the link on the podcast, you can download that and give it a listen as well. I'll get a match reaction up in about 10 minutes. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I'm on the United stand tomorrow night. And we've got Everton Spurs at the weekend on Saturday lunchtime, as well as Liverpool's trip to Arsenal. Take care, everyone. Absolute legends. I'll speak to you all in a bit.